Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Fratello Talks. I'm your host Nacho, and today I'm joined by
Daan
and
Lex.
And we're going to be trend spotting.
Yes.
Not train spotting, trend spotting at Watches and Wonders. We were all there running around on that luscious brown carpet at
the beige hell, as some people call it.
Started falling apart at the end of the week, though.
The beige box of dreams. No, it did a little bit. I don't remember that happening other years.
No, it was weird.
The carpet.
It's already 4 years old now. So
it's time for a change of carpet.
So I guess so. It's time to.
I want a different shade of beige for next year.
Different shade of beige.
I'm thinking taupe.
50 shades of beige.
50 shades of beige.
Taupe would be beautiful, very soothing. No, but of course, before we do that, we will get to a wrist check. Lex, let's start with you. What do you got on the wrist?
Grand Seiko SBGX 341. I have a little anecdote about the watch, and the thing is, I was at Grand Seiko, and then of course I saw the two new tentographs, and one of them is the Tokyo Lion.
Roar.
So at first I wanted to ask how many casualties were there last year, how many man-eating lions roamed the streets of Tokyo, and then I thought, never mind. But then
I don't think that would go down well at the Grand Seiko meeting.
No. But they also had the designer of the Tokyo Lion there, and I don't know if you can imagine the Tokyo Lion. It's big and edgy and quite geometrical. Yeah.
So I thought for the viewers, and
we will. And then I thought, okay, well, there's a little bit of edginess in the geometry in this case. So I thought, you know what, maybe this designer also designed this one. So I asked the man, and he came over and he looked at my watch. Did you buy it? Yeah, I did. Did you design it? Yes, I did. This was my very first design for Grand Seiko.
No
so
way.
This is the same design. So I met the designer of the watch.
Cool.
I fell in love with the first at first sight. So I thought it was a really nice. That's what I like about Watches and Wonders.
Yeah.
You meet great people. They have unexpected conversations, and so it was nice. And you could see that, you know, I would imagine if I design a watch and I see it in the wild, and then have someone come up to you and tell you how
special moment, right?
Yeah, exactly.
How they actually paid money for your design.
Yeah,
exactly.
And that it was the first for him as well, in a way that it was the first.
So
design
it was a cool little interaction.
Very nice.
First thing in the morning was at 9 a.m.
Okay. That's why you didn't ask about the lion. You weren't quite there yet. If that had been 4 p.m.,
then definitely
that would have gone very differently.
Yeah.
Daan, what is on your wrist today?
I'm also wearing a Seiko. Oh, not a Grand Seiko, but a Seiko
Seiko.
from 1968. It's a 6105 8000 dive watch. And I'm wearing it on it's a beige NATO that very well matches the loom on the dial, the color of the loom.
It's such a charming creature.
I think the strap is actually a re-edition from a World War II strap, but
right.
Yeah, it matches
Japanese
the color.
World War II strap?
No, I don't think so. No.
The crystal on that thing is absolutely insane. I'm seeing it. There's a window right behind you. People won't see it, but it's hitting the light, and it just looks from here. It looks absolutely crazy. It's what a beautiful watch, and it's new for you, right? You picked it up just recently.
Exactly. Yeah.
Very cool. Congrats.
Just before
nice.
Watches and Wonders. I didn't bring it to Watches and Wonders, so trying to wear it as much as I can right now.
What did you bring to Watches and Wonders?
I was wearing my Santos.
Santos all week. That's the way to do it. Very cool. Yeah, and I've got my FXD back on the wrist. This one did come along with me for the week of Watches and Wonders, and all I've done is changed it to this red, I think Tudor might call it a burgundy strap, potentially. But I like it. It plays off the little red text on the dial. And,
it's a single red Pelagos.
It's a single red Pelagos.
Wow. They've become very rare.
Yeah, now it's a single blue, a single baby blue.
Single baby blue Pelagos.
The Pelagos.
Did you like the color?
I did.
Ultra.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I thought it was a really nice little detail that makes it stand out in a sea of otherwise rather monochromatic dive watches. It's a good one.
They made it come back in the buckle.
Yeah, true. At that little loom pip in the adjustable thing. Yeah, little details like that.
Is that functional to have a loom pip in the buckle?
Well, it's to see your sizing. So
the dart.
It is. Yeah, It was
in the dark.
Yeah.
So if you wake up at like 3 a.m. and you think, oh, I feel a little bit bloated, you can look at and you're wearing your watch, which I don't know why you would be doing that. And then you'd see that, oh, yeah, well, I'm a little bit on the bloated
I'm
side.
convinced.
I don't know if
I'm completely convinced.
Yeah, anyway, moving on from that, let's spot some trends. Did you
Cool
spot
thing.
any trends? I think they were hiding. They were hiding
trends.
all through
Hiding trends?
Polexpo, but if you might have been able to find a few.
The most obvious one would probably be was on and off Watches and Wonders is blue ceramic,
Yes.
Oh yes.
because that was everywhere and in very different shades. So off Watches and Wonders, of course, Audemars Piguet doing the, I have to say it correct now, Bleu Nuit Nuage 50.
Wow.
Woof, woof, woof. And
Formidable.
yeah, c'est formidable. And they did that in 2 offshores and an open worked Royal Oak, and of course their color. Well, they claim it's their color, but it's of course Genta came up with the color. I'm not going to go into too much details about the whole discussion I had at AP about the color of the Le Brassus Night Sky and the inspiration Genta did see it or did not see it. Anyway. And then there's of course Chanel doing
J12.
actually also a night blue shade,
Very much. Yeah.
which I kind of liked. The from the press pics I didn't like it at all.
No,
and
but
then I saw it in
Are the
in
APs
real.
also matte?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or very brushed. It'll be like that black version or the beast. Of
Yeah,
the-
because they also have, of course, they have an electric blue Royal Oak Perpetual calendar, which is very shiny and very bright. This is way more introverted.
But the Chanels feel so soft.
Yeah, they feel
They
really
look
soft.
so
Yeah,
soft.
yeah.
It's more like a satin finish, right? It's
exactly.
really, it's quite nice.
very
But then
nice.
speaking of very bright blue, then it was the other
there's
use of
also
bright ceramic from the folks over at Zenith.
Zenith, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
To me, that looked a little bit like cheaper than the other two.
Yeah, I was almost not the biggest fan of those colors, and of course at Hublot they had it was more of a petrol blue. There was a petrol blue Big Bang, so that has a hint of gray. But
they also did the blue ceramic bezel, or the one with
and
the
then they
blue
have
pips
they had
inside.
the world first multicolored ceramic bezel with the dots, which I think in the metal or in the ceramic looks better than when you just see it on a picture. When you put it on your wrist and there's you have a little bit more distance to it. It's still. I'm still boggled by the fact that they chose that pattern to come with a world's first.
Yeah.
Daan, you were at the Milan
was at the- I was gonna
event where they showed that wonderful camouflage
AP,
multicolored ceramic, but they didn't take that into production. Also, I think because of the 150th anniversary of AP this year, so they don't want to put that in the spotlight and then.
They even showed us a camouflage one with 3 types of gold. Yeah.
And at the little AP pre-Watches and Wonders thingy, I also they showed me a little disc of multicolored ceramic with some more, let's say, feminine colors.
And I even think they did a version with loomed ceramic inside.
Yeah,
Man.
Loomed ceramic.
Loomed camouflage ceramic.
Yeah, I think maybe next year will be the year of
I think
multicolored
they
ceramic.
have to do it now. They have
we
to.
see the trend being set, and then we see that it might take hold. I mean, that's the thing. Calling it a trend, it could be more of a coincidence that it was, but I think that we might see it evolving into a bit of a trend.
Also, the loom details might be like a micro trend. I also have you seen there was a Mont Blanc Mount Vincent limited edition, and it had the silhouette of Mount Vincent on the case side in loom.
Oh,
Cool.
Loom.
okay.
Yeah. Like my sweater.
Yeah,
Yeah,
your
you're
sweater
also very-
It's a Super Luminova sweater.
Super Luminova sweater. Brilliant. Fantastic.
Turn off the light and
Ooh. Don't think,
Glow like a worm.
Don't think we can do that. But
I haven't seen any loom details on other watches.
like a firefly. But so you also mentioned something else that was a little bit of a trend, which was the celebration of anniversaries.
Oh yeah.
It felt like everyone had a birthday.
It was a birthday party everywhere. I had so much cake.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
I was actually at the Vacheron meeting and at the touch and
270.
touch and try session, and actually someone said, like, you're celebrating 270 years, but 270 is not really like a very special year.
Come back in 5 years.
Yeah, exactly. So the woman, for the Vacheron representative said, well, we tend to celebrate every 10 years. So for us, 270 is very special. But I think 275 is going to be even
But
bigger.
what are they going to do with the anniversary logo? Because this time it really fit into the Maltese cross they have.
Yeah.
How are they going to reshape the 5?
True.
True. Well, it's a challenge.
Let's see.
Yeah, but it did feel like there were like
so many.
There's always there are always anniversaries. Whether it's of a model, whether it's of a brand, whether it's
because
something.
there was the Bing
Bong.
We learned something. It's not Big Bang.
Ah, really?
No, it's more like Bing Bong.
Bing Bong.
Bing Bong.
That's what they
Hublot Bing Bong.
Bing Bong.
Yes.
Anyway, it was celebrated 20 years. There was, of course, a Vacheron. There was
The J12.
The J12. That was 20
25.
years old.
Gerald Charles 25, I believe.
Exactly. Roger Dubuis 30.
Ressence 30.
Incredible.
Such young chaps.
Yeah.
Well,
there was
not
a
Vacheron.
no. They're my God, they're old. Yeah, but it didn't show. They looked Vacheron looked very vital.
Yeah, really cool. And speaking of Vacheron, that actually it's a good segue to another trend, which was the trend of sort of things going ultra and over the top. So we saw this ultra complicated Vacheron. We also saw an ultra thin tourbillon from Bulgari. They beat their own record. So I mean, it's an interesting thing.
Did you like that ultra thin?
They didn't beat their own record. They beat Piaget's record.
Yeah, they beat Piaget. Yeah.
I read somewhere they beat their own record, but
no. Piaget did it last year.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, with the Polo. What is it? The
Altiplano.
Yeah, Altiplano.
That's it. The Altipolo. Altipolo Plano. No, and then the Pelagos went ultra as well. I mean, that just meant more water resistance and a bit of a facelift.
Yeah.
But
there was also there was a lot of ultra. What about that Christian van der Klauw? That was ultra.
Christian van der Klauw in Meteorite. I also think the Tag Heuer Monaco split second chronograph was quite ultra in the
ugly.
Formula One.
It was also ultra funny until I know. I thought it was an April Fool's joke, but it wasn't. So it wasn't ultra funny, but it was still ultra ugly. I'm sorry.
Ugly, but I don't know. It fits the theme.
What theme? What was
Formula One?
No, the Formula One fits the Formula One theme.
Yeah.
That didn't fit the. No, I'm sorry. That's a matter of taste. But
did you guys think was Tag Heuer for you guys? Just a little bit of a side rant here. Was it a hit or was it a flop?
I thought the MP44 Formula One car was an absolute hit. That was probably the most stunning thing at Watches and Wonders. It was that former Ayrton Senna McLaren Formula One car. My God, that is so awesome.
They were good back then.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
They were lovely.
Yeah.
But watches wise,
I actually think the Formula One, the solar powered watch is. I think it's the thing they should have done, and they did it. And I think it's a big hit. And some people might say it's too expensive for a solar powered watch, but I think the colors, the design, the size, the way they look, it's just.
I think the fact that so many people seem to have an opinion about it just means that it really sort of struck a chord, and I think that whether it's a dissonant chord or not is up for you to decide. But I think that it's good to see it back. Price wise, sure, they were cheaper back when they were being produced. At the same time, when you're Tag Heuer and you've set yourself at a specific slice of the market, you can't just have an €800 watch. That's a little bit. And I think for 1,800. People are going to buy those things.
Yeah, but if you're living in the States, The target group. No, but seriously, the target group in the States for that watch.
Yeah.
That's now it's seriously expensive
because of the tariffs.
Because of the tariffs, it will go up above $2,000. Yeah. That's a lot of money for what it is.
Yeah, I think that's perhaps a topic that we could revisit for its own episode, almost like to talk about the tariffs, the potential impact on bigger brands, the large groups, as well as then trickling down to independents and smaller brands. Because I think it's something that's certainly going to be felt.
It was something that was talked about during Watches and Wonders, because on April 2nd we were at Oris.
Yeah.
And co-CEO Rolf Studer was definitely it was a hot topic for him. Yeah, he was impacted. He was bothered by it, and I can imagine that.
Hey, I can tell you that there was an event happening from a Swatch Group brand in New York City, and it has been canceled. And they didn't hesitate to say that it was because of.
Did they cancel that?
It was canceled.
Oh wow!
It's been delayed and moved to another location. And
where is that location?
Not the U.S. That's what was
really?
Was said. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's going to hit. I think mostly the mid-range brands.
Of course.
When I look at Breitling, that's upper mid-range, but Tudor, Breitling, Longines.
Yeah.
Tag Heuer.
Hey, we saw the industry sort of reel from the fact that there were new taxes put into place for luxury items in China. Yeah. It was already a hell of a big deal, and a lot of brands felt a huge impact, and they didn't hesitate to let us know. And now I think that the U.S. doing these tariffs. I mean, it's a silly thing, but obviously it will have its impact. I think we'll revisit that on another episode and really sort of take a deep dive into it. Yeah. But going back to trends,
colors.
I think colors, because I have a few of these that I have written down, which are centered around color. We saw many brown dials at Patek. There was that beautiful split second chronograph. Beautiful brown dial. Rolex also had a Daytona with a brown dial that was kind of released a little bit under. Yeah, there was
what was the other one? The turquoise.
Yeah, but they also had a brown one alongside. They released a few. There was just a little bit sort of kind of slid it under the door at the last moment. And there was also a Lange, an Odysseus with a
oh, that's true.
The honey gold case.
Yeah.
Very nice.
My heart is with the titanium model from a couple of years ago. Yeah. That for me is just like the pinnacle of Odysseus.
I have to say the honey gold from Lange and the sand gold from AP, they look quite nice.
Oh yeah, that's a very I'm not.
They're very subtle.
I'm not the best. I'm not the biggest fan of all these slightly off-colored. So in the past, you had beige gold from Chanel, which was at Montblanc they have lime gold, and then there is sand gold, and then
we also saw
honey gold,
and gold.
There is of course magic gold,
green gold. It's called actually green gold.
I don't like that.
Then there is then there's Omega with their bronze gold, and you know what? I'm completely over all this. I just want yellow gold.
I want yellow gold. I want yellow gold is the way to go.
Yeah, it's the golden. The golden rule.
But it's good that there's a shade out there for everybody. You know, it's like you can find.
But now we're talking 50 Shades of Gold.
50 Shades of Gold. 50 Shades of Beige.
Definitely a trend.
Perfect. Yeah, and then so another trend. Speaking of precious metals, was something that was very tastefully combined with precious metals, and that was stone dials.
Yes.
A lot of stone dials. Piaget, yeah.
There is a bit of a trend, I think, that you see a little bit more opulence and a little bit of more of a sort of a watch as a decorative for gentlemen to wear something decorative.
Yeah, a little bit sort of out there, right?
So not like the quiet dress watch, but a little bit of a thingy with diamonds, or and I think the Warhol, and there were a lot of models.
You could even there was a configurator.
Yeah, there is
there's a configurator with all the
create
options.
your own Andy Warhol.
With the cases and the dials and the straps and everything. Yeah, and hands even.
But then it's not a small watch. It's not like that's a dress watch you want to show off with. Yeah, it has a lot of presence.
It's a biggie,
and I love it. I think it's absolutely stunning.
Yeah,
my favorite one is the stepped Clou de Paris bezel with the blue meteorite.
Blue meteorite is nice, but they showed me the tiger eye.
Yeah,
so quite like.
Yeah, and speaking of sort of bold dress watches, I mean, this a little bit less bold, but that Calatrava with the salmon dial and the black hands and markers in platinum. That's also it's relatively large.
It's bolder than you would think.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's the combination of the anthracite or black hands, the large Dauphine hands, and the indexes, and that combined with a rose gold, like a salmon dial. I think that's
talking about stone. Frédéric Constant also showed me something very small. I don't think we can talk about it yet.
No, that's a pebble.
There is something coming up with stone.
I know what you're talking about. They showed me that as well, and it's kind of cool. Fun. Yeah,
kind of cool.
Yeah, stone dials are super nice.
And I also saw the new Denizen collection outside of the show. Very nice. I don't think I can give anything away yet, but
okay. I
nice.
had a beer and a burger with the designer.
Emmanuel?
Yeah, I met Emmanuel, and he was wearing a diamond version of the Denizen. I think it looks nice. I think it's if you wear a dress watch,
it's cool.
Yeah. It's exciting to see brands really also just having fun with it, right? I mean, that's also like, we sort of alluded to this in the little mini episode we did, where there was a little bit more positivity overall. It felt maybe not positivity, but a little bit of optimism in a way.
I think the watches
showed, the tariffs.
I think more the watch creations, like the Piaget and stuff. They showed optimism. There was a lot of exciting. I thought it was a lot of exciting releases, and
but in a way, it was like a little bit less, but everybody sort of tried to stand out with something more creative, but with less quantity of things. Right? It felt a little bit like a less is more, but at the same time, that less is dialed up to 11. In a way.
Like auras with all the colors in their. Big crown,
with some exceptions. Yeah, because Oris had quite a lot, but again, they were.
But it's just one model.
Yeah,
it's just one family. They were.
I like
good
those.
colors.
Concentrating on
good color combinations. Speaking of good color combinations, Nomos as well.
Nomos
just had the World Timer. Some really great ones there. We were saying colorful dials. I mean, we saw that basically all across.
A lot of ice blue I saw, and burgundy.
Yeah.
Chopard also had that marquetry dial watch and a platinum.
As a watch brand, I would tend not to use ice blue because it's such a Rolex platinum.
And then you call it in the platinum case. Yeah, it's
so even when I'm wearing my PRX with the ice blue dial, I kind of feel like a cheat. I love my watch, but I kind of feel like a cheat.
That's not a platinum case.
It's okay. It's full disclosure here.
One of the few.
It's a special order platinum PRX.
Beautiful.
That would be cool.
Beautiful. You had it's a very quiet work that Artisans de Genève did for Lex.
A white gold or platinum case on the PRX.
Fantastic. I think another thing that we saw There's a couple more actually to get through, but one of them was this sort of back to basics or drawing from heritage. In a way, right? So we saw Tag Heuer. They went back to the Formula One.
Yeah, 1986.
Hublot went back to what was it?
The 20.
Big Bong?
20 years.
The Big Bong from 20 years ago.
We saw Tudor basically riffing on the Pelagos and the Black Bays, right? So even going back to with that Burgundy model to something
that was weird
from the 90s. Not my favorite.
Did a re-edition.
No, I think that's the whole thing. You launched the Black Bay in 2012, and then it's kind of based and inspired by a prototype. And then 13 years later, you present a completely different watch, and it's also inspired by the same watch.
Yeah,
it's nice, but it's nice from two different artists, not from the same artist.
Exactly.
I thought it was a bit weird.
And then we saw, for example, Jaeger. They basically went all reverso. Just leaned into it.
Yeah.
And
all gold, rose gold, minute repeaters. duo face.
Yeah, with the mesh bracelet. We also saw the 1908 get a bracelet.
Yeah.
Let's
Precious metal bracelet.
Okay, yeah. Pick between the two.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's a Sunday morning showdown this week.
I know, but it's. But I thought no, but I think that those watches are have the same vibe, a little bit differently executed.
No.
The bracelets are very different, but
of course, but
they're all
it's-
gold.
I really like the 1908 bracelet
too.
because the end link is so old school.
Yeah,
like
it's lovely.
It doesn't quite have to fit the case, but it has that little bit of a curve, and you see that in watches from the 50s.
The great thing is, it shows a little bit of watch geekiness inside
exactly.
Rolex. You wouldn't expect it.
Yeah.
But then they decided to keep it straight, so there's a little bit of air between the case and the bracelet.
I have to say that the mesh on the reversal is really, really well done. It's very fine. Like the threads on it are very fine. Like it's very thin. It wears well on the wrist.
But as a whole, does it work as a whole?
It works, but I'm more a fan of the yellow gold. As well.
Also, and I did like the contrasting dial on the Rolex.
Yeah.
A little bit more contrast on that reverso wouldn't harm it.
I agree.
True. Was there anything else you guys noticed? Anything else that caught your eye? Any other trends?
The desserts at the press room were really good this year.
I don't know if that's a trend, but
It was a trend
they were.
because I had one every day.
You made it a trend.
I made
You're
it a
trend setter.
trend, yeah.
Dessert every day. I thought also it was something interesting, maybe not a trend, but just a bit of a phenomenon that.
The guichet. Sorry.
Yeah, the guichet.
The
Oh
guichet,
yeah,
the
of
jump
course.
hours.
Yeah, it's even written
jump
here. Look,
hours.
jumping hour
jumping
watches.
hours.
Yeah. I actually wasn't stalling. I was going to go to another one. See, it's written. It's written
Okay,
here.
right.
But anyway,
Sorry.
no, but
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's go with that one. Jumping hours.
Yeah.
Cartier,
Bremont.
namely.
Yeah, Bremont 2
Bremont
models and
unexpectedly.
lovely.
Yeah, very nice.
And there's one jumping hour for everyone. There's either the bronze with the vertical concept, or the black
Steel
one with
one,
the horizontal
The
concept.
black one's slowly growing on me, and you
cool.
can blame that fully loomed seconds hand. That's just kind of.
That
Is
one
it
looks
fully loomed?
Yeah, but
Oh.
also on the dial. No, it's really nice.
Oh, that's
in
good.
the
Yeah.
dark, it becomes a different creature.
Oh, yeah, you were wearing it, but I didn't see the.
It was because you
loom.
didn't see me in the dark. We should change that.
I think that's a
next
good
year,
thing.
maybe.
This is a good thing.
No, but it's really nice. Yeah, but
Chopard also had the what is it, Superleggera, gentleman Superleggera.
That was
the jumping hour.
Chanel.
Chanel, yeah, and
Chanel.
Chopard had the marquetry dial one with the jumping hour.
Yeah. But
Which didn't work.
The Cartiers, what did you think of the?
I thought they did a really good job on the size because many of these re-editions become bigger and bigger and bigger,
Yeah.
and these were the right size. I didn't like the asymmetric version, the platinum one. But
The limited edition was the weirdest.
It's kind of
right?
cool. It's also like if you
It was my
can do
least
it,
favorite, yeah.
why not do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, it's nice. I also can we go to another trend?
Yeah, of course.
I also think
We're trend hopping.
smaller watches because this Frédéric Constant Tropic Proof, very small.
Oh, the Alpina.
Alpina, sorry.
Yeah.
Very nice little watch.
That one and
34
Frédéric
millimeters.
Constant with the was it a 39 millimeter
they
perpetual
sized it
calendar?
down a little bit. Yeah,
that's very nice.
Also, a little bit on the just a nudge up in the spectrum. Lange did a smaller.
thinking about that
34
one. That was
millimeter,
so nice.
1815.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
Way too small on my wrist. It looked really ridiculous.
Perfect on my wrist.
Yeah, I kind of liked it, but then also the strap was a little too short. I was like on the very last.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a bit.
But it was nice.
Lange also had a gold, all gold bracelet, all gold watch.
True.
Yellow gold. I don't
didn't
know
see
which
that.
model it was.
Not
but,
the Odysseus. No.
I think
No.
the datograph.
I didn't see
Oh,
that.
did they? I didn't see it either.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think I saw it
special
at the
tour.
Lange dinner.
Right. That's where all the
For the privileged
That's where all the
people.
cool kids
Sorry.
are.
Yeah, we were at
I
McDonald's.
also would say another interesting thing that what I was alluding to before is that there was really a lot of excitement for all the brands outside of what did I call it before? The beige box of wonders or something. So all the brands at Time to Watches, and it was conveniently located not too far away. But obviously, we also spent some time in the city and saw some brands there. But it was really it becomes this like week that could be 2 weeks long. To be honest, at this point, that shouldn't be because I think that would kill us.
Why not?
But I think that, or maybe you get into a better rhythm. But no, it was really cool to visit some of those brands as well. Take a little bit of time and see a lot of things that you usually don't get to see in person.
I saw Pragma.
Yeah.
Pragma was nice. And Fierce.
Yeah, Fierce was really nice.
Very nice.
Goobly,
yeah.
I really liked that. And then there was also then in that same area
the Breva. The Breva was also very nice.
Really impressive. Yeah. Really impressive.
Yeah, the Breva, Pragma and Goobly were really really nice.
Cool. Yeah, I think that's that we can call it there for trends. Any trend predictions for the rest of 2025?
I think this would be a nice color, actually. Your sweater.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I think Zenith used it.
Full loom dials.
They had a strap that was a full loom strap as well for that poker chip. Poker chip watch. So maybe more full loom.
Yes, please.
Right? We saw it in the gimlet. Stone dials. We mentioned stone dials and we completely missed out on
Rolex?
Moser.
Moser did a lot.
All stone dials. Yeah, that was really really impressive stuff.
That was also a
very nice colors.
Rolex.
Yeah,
very cool colors.
And I think for you the stone dial highlight was probably that Bulgari, the green green marble,
the yellow gold with the green marble dial.
Yeah. I walked past Bulgari a lot, but didn't see anything there. Unfortunately,
that was
I didn't get a chance to
good.
go in.
That was so, I don't know, it looked old-fashioned and everything. It looked like, I don't know, it was just, it looked like the bathroom I will never own, unfortunately. It's so nice.
So you want a golden sink, a gold hardware on your sink and a gold Pablo Escobar toilet.
Yeah, just everything green marble from top to bottom, from floor to ceiling, and everything in between.
If you and RJ ever have a timeshare, that could be the way to go. I think there you two like-minded people would come together.
That's where you match.
Be able to redesign the toilet.
Oh man, yeah. But that watch, okay, maybe it's a little bit much, but that watch was absolutely stunning.
Yeah, very cool. Nice. Well, I think we can wrap it up there and head over to our comment of the week, which comes from JW2507. Thank you for having an easy to read and pronounce username. Those are highly underrated, so let's keep it simple with the usernames, guys. And they said, "Great mini pod, chaps. Thanks for checking in with us from the fair. It helps us that aren't lucky enough to attend to be there with y'all in spirit." I'm not sure if he's British or American because he says chaps and then he says y'all. So that's. I don't know. That's something I would do, so no judgment
He
there.
must be from a southern British county.
Yeah, Texas upon Thames.
Texas upon Thames.
Houston on, I don't know. Anyway.
Upon Avon.
Exactly. Perfect. Hey, well, thanks guys for trend spotting with me, for joining for a spot of trend spotting. And thank you for tuning in. Did you spot any trends that we didn't spot? Let us know in the comments down below. And as always, join us next week for another episode of Fratello Talks. See you then.